We have to stop meeting like this. You need to stop sneaking into my bathroom before I start my videos. I'd like to be here first. You know I like to get here early to set up, sneaking into my bathroom, trying to find out my 2019 favorites. You could have just asked politely. You don't have to hide away in my bathroom, waiting for me to come in here, assuming that because I have all these things out on the counter that I'm just gonna talk about them. Well, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna talk about my 2019 favorites because you were too rude. This title is a farce. I'm just gonna sit here and complain. I'm just kidding. You know I'm gonna talk about the products. What am I gonna sit here and not talk about my skincare favorites? I love skincare. I love favorites. I had a pretty good year overall as far as skincare discoveries, so why not share it with the masses? So if you like skincare videos and if you love these funny little routines I do in the beginning of them, then please keep on watching. So this first product I'm gonna talk about is my oil cleanser, and this is really exciting because I have not tried oil cleansers until this year. I switched last year. I used to be a makeup wipes person. Not the case anymore. I've learned my lesson. Makeup wipes are bad for your skin. If you're still using makeup wipes, please stop. You are aging your skin so much faster. It is so irritating. It is so bad for you. It doesn't matter if it says it's made with good ingredients. The fact that it's a wipe is too harsh on your skin. But anyway, I'm in the oil cleanser realm now. I used to be micellar water. I tried an oil balm, or I tried a cleansing balm earlier in the year, and that was okay, but I just didn't like digging my fingers into a pot. It just makes me feel germy and gross. But this one comes in a pump, and it is pure oil. And this is actually, I got on Amazon. It's a Korean beauty skincare brand. I don't know. I think it's Kose is the name of the brand. I'll link everything down below. But this was less than $10. I've already had it for a few months, and I've barely gone through half of it, and it's awesome. Usually, if I'm having like a full face makeup type of a day, I'll go in with like a pump and a half, but usually I can get away with just one pump, and it breaks down the makeup so nicely, but without making my skin feel greasy, you know. Obviously, I'm gonna go in with a cleanser afterwards, so it doesn't matter if there's oil on my face, I'm gonna wash it off, but this one is just like such a basic, plain oil cleanser. There's no added fragrance, no added colors in this. Great for sensitive skin because my skin is really sensitive. The balm cleanser I was using earlier in the year was actually from Physicians Formula, and you could tell it had added colors and fragrance, and I did feel like it was starting to break me out, whereas this one I have not broken out from. I've had nothing but great experiences with this, and I love it so much. So my favorite cleanser of 2019 is the Krave Matcha Hemp Hydrating Cleanser. I believe I mentioned this in maybe my summer skincare routine because that's about the time I got it. I think I may have gotten it in May, maybe April, I don't know, springtime, but I've been using it nonstop ever since. First of all, knowing that I've had it for that long and I still have like this much left is pretty impressive because this was $16. You get 4.05 fluid ounces, which doesn't sound like a lot, but you need such a teeny tiny amount. And this is not the type of cleanser that is gonna foam up. It's not a foamy, soapy cleanser, which I love because usually once a cleanser starts to foam up and get bubbly, it's cleaning your skin, which is great, but it's also stripping you of your natural oils. And I have really dry skin, so I do not need any oil stripped away. I have so little oil. Please let me keep the oil. And this by no means should be used to take your makeup off. You definitely want to go in with an oil cleanser first or something else to take your makeup off first, because it isn't enough to do that. But what I like about it is its pH is 5 to 6%, which is where our skin's natural pH lies. So this is not one of those cleansers that's gonna throw your pH off and need to be rebalanced with a toner, even though I do still use a toner. But you don't technically need to balance your pH after this. Should stay right in that prime 5 to 6% zone. So I like that, and honestly, it just makes my skin feel good. I don't know, it's really refreshing. It really feels like it wakes you up. That matcha. I love this cleanser, and for $16, it's a really good bargain. Like I said, this has lasted me a really long time, so I really feel like this was a great discovery in the year 2019. All right, so I know that I said that my cleanser keeps me at a nice balanced pH zone, so I don't technically need toner, but you know what? I still use toner. And this one is a hydrating toner. It is from First Aid Beauty, and it is their Ultra Repair Wild Oat Hydrating Toner. And honestly, I just like it a lot. I don't fully understand what it does, but I do know that when you go in with serums and you go in with stuff like that, you want your face to have a little bit of moisture to be able to absorb those products better. You never want to go in with your serums on completely dry skin. You want to have it be lightly damp because that way it opens up your skin to accept those great ingredients from your serum and get more of those benefits out there. So I know that an essence does a similar thing, but essences tend to be really expensive, whereas toners are not as expensive. And I like this one. It's a weird milky color. Like toners, I'm used to being clear, and this one is like milky, which is very interesting, but makes my skin feel good. It's alcohol free, so it doesn't burn or anything. It doesn't irritate my skin, and I'm gonna continue to use it. Will I repurchase? I'm not positive yet, but I think I will. I really like it. I like it better than any toner that I've used before. Last year I was all over my Thayers Witch Hazel, which I still like, which is still nice, but I just feel like this one's a little gentler and more hydrating, which I'm a big fan of. The next product I want to talk about is incredibly affordable. It is from The Ordinary. It is their Niacinimide 10% plus Zinc 1%. Did I say that in the right order? I did. And I have really been loving this. I've used a couple things from The Ordinary before. Last year I was using their lactic acid, started at a 5%, worked up to their 10% plus AHA. I was a big fan of that, but I don't know, I just kind of wanted to try something new. I feel like the lactic acid was giving me that smoothness I wanted, but I started getting a lot more breakouts this year. I feel like they're mostly hormonal. I do get a lot of breakouts on my chin. I started getting more breakouts on my cheeks. I'm not really sure what that was from, but I was just looking for a product that was gonna aid in helping me get rid of those breakouts, but without really stripping my skin, because I've tried salicylic acid a few times, and I just feel like that's a little too harsh for my dry, sensitive skin, so I needed something a bit milder. And I had learned that niacinimide was kind of just one of those magical ingredients that works for all skin types, and is brightening, and is antibacterial, and is just works. And honestly, it does. I put this on after my toner. Sometimes I've been going back and forth. Sometimes I do before toner, sometimes I do after. But regardless, I do it before all of my serums and moisturizers and things, and I just feel like it helps. I find that when I'm having a lot of really bad breakouts and I just kind of feel like my skin is in a state of despair, I just let this baby do its thing. You know, I use it every day, so I shouldn't make it seem like I only use it when I have breakouts, but I really do feel like this aids in getting rid of my breakouts. If I can be patient and not pop my pimples, this guy can usually get rid of them in a few days. I feel like he is very helpful when it comes to that. And this is like $5 to $7, so it really is worth the try. I've never had any irritation from this, and like I said, my skin is very sensitive and very dry, so that is a good sign. I'm a big fan. Will definitely repurchase after I run out of this. So the next product is kind of like, I think it's a serum. And honestly, it doesn't really say what it's called. It calls itself a skin fortifying daily booster. It's from Vichy. This is their Mineral 89 booster. It's in a nice glass bottle like this. I like it a lot. And this was recommended by Alana Davidson on YouTube. She uses this all the time, and she also has really, really dry skin. And she uses this as a primer, which I have used it as a primer under makeup. I'm not a big of a fan. I feel like it kind of breaks apart and like gets pilly, so not a big fan for that. But this was a great recommendation for dry skin, because I do get like dry, flaky skin around my chin, especially in the winter time. In the winter, I am so dry. My skin flakes off by the end of the day, even if I'm wearing moisturizer. And I feel like this has given me that added boost under my moisturizer to keep my dryness at bay. All right, so the next product I'm going to talk about is also a serum, but is a totally different consistency than the previous one. The Vichy Daily Moisture Booster thingy is more of like a gel serum, whereas this one from First Aid Beauty is more of like a thick, creamy serum. This one is their anti-redness serum. It's an antioxidant booster. Wow, right? But it has aloe in it. It has caffeine, colloidal sulfur to reduce the appearance of redness, and I really do feel like it helps. This is another one where when my skin is just in a state of despair, when I've been really bad and been popping my pimples, maybe I used another product that has caused me to have a little more redness than usual, I will go in with this guy, and he really does help soothe the redness, like especially if you put it on at night. Usually when I wake up in the morning, the redness has seriously subsided and looks a lot better. So I would definitely recommend this one if you have sensitive skin and you struggle with redness. I'm a big fan of it. All right, moving on to my favorite moisturizer of the year. This one's a little weird. I don't have my favorite moisturizer of the year right now, but it is also from First Aid Beauty. This is their Ultra Repair Face Moisturizer. I have tried this after using their Ultra Repair Cream because I was using that a lot into the summertime, and I realized it was kind of breaking my skin out a little bit because it was too heavy, so I thought maybe I'd try something lighter, and I gave the Ultra Repair Moisturizer a try for a while. And I would say if you have normal to oily skin, use this one because it's still fabulous, still gives your skin a ton of hydration. For me in the winter time, I feel like I need the Ultra Repair Cream a little more, but I love the Ultra Repair line from First Aid Beauty because everything has colloidal oatmeal in it, but it's very good for soothing redness, much like that other serum, but this one just packs a little bit more of a punch with moisturizer. You can't just use that serum on its own. That's something I've tried before. If you use this on its own, it does leave a little bit of a sticky feeling on your face, and I don't feel like it locks in the moisture as much as their moisturizer does. What moisturizer is really supposed to do is lock in all of the other products. I don't like to rely on my moisturizer to give like a ton of stuff. Like I don't like a moisturizer that has like different acids in it and like different ingredients. Like I like to rely on my serums for my really powerful, like good for your skin ingredients, and I like to use a moisturizer to just lock it all in. And this one is awesome. Like I said, I do prefer the Ultra Repair Cream for wintertime, but this one for the summertime and if you have oilier skin is great. All right, it couldn't be a skincare video if we don't talk about sunscreen. Please, please, please don't skip sunscreen. It doesn't matter if it's a cloudy day, doesn't matter if it's not hot outside, you still need sunscreen because you're still exposed to the sun. You are still at risk for skin damage. So the one that I have been loving is from Krave Beauty. I love Krave Beauty. Big fan of this brand. This is the Beet Shield Antioxidant Day Fluid, and it is physical sunscreen, I think is the right word. I will fact check myself. But so this doesn't have avobenzone and like all of those like chemical sunscreeny things. This doesn't have that. The sunscreen in this is the vitamin C. So what that's gonna do is repel the sun. I'm not the person to explain sunscreens to. I'll try to link a video down below of somebody who can explain the difference between physical and chemical sunscreens better. But I really like this one because it's super lightweight and it almost acts as like a primer. Like it gives you a nice dewy glow on your skin, which I think is really pretty. And I just like how it feels. I don't like using sunscreens that you can smell all day. Usually those are the chemical ones that have that like really astringent sunscreen smell. I don't like that at all. I feel like you can smell it all day. I feel like I can taste it all day. I hate it. So I like that this doesn't feel like I'm wearing sunscreen and it gives me an added like skincare benefit of having beautiful dewy skin. My only complaint is that I feel like it's very tiny and it is $20. I want it to be cheaper and come with more. But other than that, I'm a big fan of this. Wear sunscreen. All right, that's it. That's the end of my 2019 skincare favorites. My legs hurt so much. I've been on my tiptoes for this entire video because my camera is up on a shelf. See, I'm not actually this big. I'm actually quite little. But I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope that you maybe learned about some products you might want to check out. I strongly stand by all of these products. All of these products are super dry skin and super sensitive skin approved. So I hope that if you have those same skincare concerns that you might want to check some of them out. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you will like this video. If you liked it, why not? It just makes sense. And subscribe to my channel so you can see more hot, fresh, super new 2020 content. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day. Bye.